here at the ass crack of dawn on Friday, December 8th. There's not too much that I want to throw your guys' way here in this video this morning, but there's some important things that I want to get out there. We're going to discuss some new Q posts. He threw a lot of, I say he, they, it, threw some pictures out there on 8chan we're going to decipher. Also, a very cryptic message in that is at the end of Q. We're going to discuss that in a minute here. Pentagon audit. Yes, you heard those words correctly. The White House is actually auditing the Department of Defense. I'll show you that article, and I'm very interested to see what comes out by way of that. We'll talk about some of the sex harassment scandals coming out. I'll show you guys a couple pictures and a video of some new UFO sightings, and then we'll just cover some stuff in regards to Trump, Clinton, Obama, Jeff Sessions, and whatnot. So round up everything generally. And then big announcement, I'm going to be on the INFOWARS War Room radio show later today with Roger Stone. Super stoked about that. I'm going to have to shave and maybe finally change out of a V-neck for once. But very excited. Be later today I'll be on at approximately 2:30 Pacific time, 5:30 Eastern for just a few minutes. So tune in if you can. We'll likely talk some Q stuff. That might be brought up. I'm excited to be bringing some of that info to a wide audience there, and then we'll see what kind of other disclosure stuff I can sprinkle in onto the consciousness of the viewers there. Anyway, let's turn over to the TV. Damn, 500 people and it's 6:30 in the morning. That's awesome. I guess it's 9:30 on the West Coast. But anyway, so here's the Q posts. We're going to start from the ones on Wednesday evening. These ones were posted right after I finished my video, so I didn't get to fit these in, but we'll start with these, and it looks like with these posts, these ones are just kind of command prompts, it looks like. Strike package, Bravo, go _ A strike. Don't know what those could very well mean, but you can speculate on your own. Although this one at the bottom here, I found interesting, I want to talk about. It says, reached estimated 1.2 mm Patriots. You are reaching more than you know. 1 = 2, 2 = 4, 4 = 8, Godspeed. So the only thing that I infer from this one is that what's basically being said is that the 1.2 millimeters thing here, don't focus so much on the millimeter and M. What I think that's simply doing is establishing a frame of reference. And when this 1 = 2, 2 = 4, 4 = 8, I think that's referencing just the exponential increase at how fast this storm is going to be going. So it's basically saying you're reaching more than you know. You're at 1.2, 1 = 2, 2 = 4, 4 = 8, so it's just going to skyrocket from there. Again, I don't know, but that's what I take of it. This post here from Q was on the 7th, so this was yesterday evening, afternoon, whatever the hell you want to call it, when the sun goes down at 4 p.m. and it's dark. But this one says, pictures unlock deal presented that was declined. Puppets going wild. Remember, the deal he's referencing here was supposedly Hillary Clinton trying to make a deal with the White Hats, the Alliance, and being turned down. This is saying puppets are going wild. Fantastic. Let's take a look at those pictures. This is one of the first pictures presented, and it's of the Pope, right? So by dot connecting, you can see here that it looks like Hillary Clinton was presenting people. She was going to rat, and she was turned down. And here's some other pictures that were presented by this Q person. Looks like Barack Obama, some pictures. Theresa May. We got Hillary Clinton with Lawrence Rockefeller here. I'm going to talk about this picture in a sec. Hillary Clinton with a Rothschild. Is this Linda Rothschild? Maybe. I can't quite see. Hillary Clinton with another Rothschild and McCain and Soros. So, more inferring from these posts, looks like Hillary Clinton could have been ratting the whole group, ratting the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, and all that, but she was turned down. They don't need that evidence. By they, I mean the Alliance, the White Hat. They don't need that evidence because they already have it. So, didn't even need to make a deal. They're going to get them all anyway, of course. And let's just talk a few about these pictures. This one in the corner, the one with Hillary Clinton and Lawrence Rockefeller, very interesting picture, Q would posted this one, because if you do some research into the when and where this picture was taken and what book she's holding. So this picture was taken in 1994 at the Rockefeller Ranch. Hillary Clinton was at Lawrence Rockefeller's ranch in the Tetons, and she's actually holding a book on extraterrestrials. She's holding a book on ETs, right? And if you don't know, do some research into John Podesta and Hillary Clinton's, I don't want to say obsession, but their interesting interest into the UFO and ET phenomenon for the past few decades, not just years, but decades. And that's why I always say that whole false flag disclosure thing is like a card in their pocket that they want to play once their time is very, very short. And of course, if you've been watching my videos, you know that there's been crazy amounts of soft disclosure coming out by way of the media. So I just want to make that known about that picture, but looks like the puppets are going wild. Funny there. And then here is kind of a smorgasbord of a bunch of Q posts that happened really late last night, and kind of some overlapping. I don't necessarily know 8chan quite that much and how to search these trip codes and find the posts and whatnot. So a lot of these are sent to me. Some of them are kind of overlapping. There's that Pope picture. There's a couple other pictures that were posted. Looks like Hillary Clinton from her Arkansas days, way long ago. Here's a picture of John Podesta and Huma. Could have been a couple of the other people in the deal that was turned down with Clinton. And then here's quite a long one that I want to go through that explains Rothschilds, Saudi Arabia, and George Soros. So the Rothschilds are basically the ones that, of course, if you know Rothschilds, they are the ones that own the financial institutions, the banks, all the central banks. So they own the countries it's inferring here based off of government control. Then we have Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia are the ones that help with the trafficking of the children, and control via oil, right? So they control the politicians, of course, with the blackmail of the child trafficking and all that jazz. And then the technology of oil. Of course, oil is 100-year-old technology, right? We've got electrogravitic propulsion systems and electromagnetic free energy devices that have been around 7+ decades, but we're still dealing with oil. Anyway, that's just a tangent there. And then we have Soros. Soros controls organizations of people to create division and brainwash, plus management, operating of slush funds, right? George Soros with his Open Society Foundation that he recently, pushed billions of dollars into to control the minds of people, right? Go straight into the media organizations and a bunch of counterintelligence stuff. But so that's basically what's being outlined here, how the Rothschilds, Soros, and Saudi Arabia are that triangle here, the triangle right here, that works on, that they use to control people with. Sorry, I'm getting distracted with comments. And it says past, those three pillars of the triangle, that's how they had authority over the followers. Present, one side's gone. You can see Saudi Arabia was cut out about a month ago. That's the present. Future, you can see there's no triangle. So obviously the Rothschild and Soros parts of that triangle are currently being eliminated. Order is critical, strings cut to US and UK. So the strings were cut with Saudi Arabia, and in the future, looks like Soros and Saudi Arabia will be. Expand your thinking, swamp drain, and then sexual harassment exit in future. Not quite sure what the ending means there, but you can gather that at your own discretion. Can you find a pic of Al-Walid and Hussein or Clinton and other U.S. politicians? Somebody posted this one to Twitter. Here's Barack Obama and Prince Al-Walid. So you can see the closeness there. L, I think this is in reference to Linda Rothschild. If you saw my last video, I was going over Linda Rothschild's Twitter and how it looks like she's directly responding to these QAnon posts with weird quotes that she's retweeting and whatnot. But it says here, heard you can't sleep anymore. Don't come here again. So I think this is referencing Linda Rothschild. She could be lurking on 8chan, right? And they would know the NSA has her shit tapped. So I wonder if this is a subtle hint to that. Fly Roths fly, sweet dreams. That's just funny. And then here's the one I want to make a note of. It says for green Q and it has dash and dash. So, this is that cryptic tweet that I mentioned earlier. Could be that we're seeing the end of Q. A lot of these Q posts lately have been saying Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, So is this a 10 days of darkness of Q posts when a lot of stuff's going to be going on behind the scenes? Is this the end of Q and we're going to really start seeing a lot of stuff manifest publicly and we don't even need Q posts anymore? Don't know, We'll see. We'll see what comes of this. But that's basically all the stuff I wanted to share with you guys in regards to Q. Let's get into some of the other things I want to share with you guys. So, U.S. Department of Defense officials announced first DoD-wide audit. Call for budget certainty. This blew my mind when I saw this one. I don't know if you understand the potential implications of this, but remember, the day before 9/11, Donald Rumsfeld testified in front of Congress. He was actually testifying to Dr. Cynthia McKinney. She was grilling him because she's awesome. And Rumsfeld was saying $2.3 trillion missing. Not sure if you're aware of this, but there was a 2015 report that came out from the DoD that stated that 2.3 trillion is now up to 8.5 trillion. That was in 2015. So now, for this to come out, officials are actually announcing a DoD-wide audit. They actually have some 2,400 auditors on this case. It blows my mind, and I can only imagine what kind of disclosures are going to come out by way of this, how much money they're going to find missing. I mean, just think, this report says that it's going to start beginning in 2018. Congress will pass a robust, predictable, fully funded 2018 budget. So what if 2018 is the year that we see all this missing money be disclosed, and then a lot of the special access projects, or I should say the unacknowledged special access projects, begin to be exposed and disclosed along with that, right? Huge, huge. Keep this in mind. And it's funny as well because the excuse that Donald Rumsfeld always made for the Pentagon to not be audited is because, it would take too long. It would take too many men. We just don't have the manpower to do it. Apparently, it just takes 2,400 people. But they just haven't wanted to do that for a few decades, of course, because they don't want the answers to come out. But anyway, I just wanted to make this known. Big news piece here. Let's talk sex harassment. So if you literally just Google sexual harassment, you can see there are, I can't even keep up with it, which is why I just wanted to show you a Google search of it because, man, there are, flies dropping every day. We got Charlie Rose, Warren Moon, ex-Hall of Fame quarterback Warren Moon has filed a sex harassment or had a lawsuit filed against him. Lots of people, man. It's crazy. And speaking of sex harassment, this came out from the Open Secret Twitter page. The Open Secret is a documentary on this issue on how systemic child exploitation and sex harassment is in Hollywood, at least. And this says, massive new Hollywood story about to break thanks to the courage and of sources who came to an open secret and the incredibly hardworking journalist who put this huge story together. And it's not the Bryan Singer lawsuit. So it looks like today we could have another large story be coming out of Hollywood about somebody. Wonder who it is, right? We got to start taking bets. Get a betting board up or something on who's going to go down next. And again, on the topic of sexual harassment, this is a tweet from a Democratic strategist. I haven't heard of this guy before, but it was an interesting tweet I saw floating around. He says sources, CNN and the Washington Post are working on exposing 20 to 30 congressional members for sexual harassment. Here's the thing. It's CNN and WAPO. And this is a dude who apparently, by way of his Twitter handle, I'm gathering that he could have worked for Hillary Clinton and Rob Reiner before. His name's Michael, I'm going to butcher his last name here, Trujillo? I don't know. But anyway, he says, sources CNN and WAPO are working on exposing congressmen. So what I see here is basically a counter versus the outing of a lot of the deep state perps, right? So if it's CNN and WAPO, it's a psyop game. It's these these games going back and forth between the two. So I think this is a huge cover. I'm interested to see what 20 to 30 Congress members they're going to try and out, but it's a back and forth going on, right? Back and forth. So this is WAPO and CNN, deep state corporate media outlets, fake news pillars right there, just trying to do what they can to avoid their downfall. Anyway, off that topic, let's discuss Trump, Obama, and Clinton here. So this article says the White House announces physical exam for President Trump the day after he slurred through his speech, apparently. So what I have read and what's been told to me is that another card that the deep state are going to try and play against Trump is basically just saying that he's not fit to be president, or they're going to start questioning his health, and that's going to be one of the ways they try to impeach him. So what I see here is just a physical exam being announced to make the public sure that Trump's not crazy or not deteriorating in his health, so then there won't be a reason to impeach him. Here's something on Donald Trump's Twitter I found hilarious. So there's been a lot of, hubbub around this Jerusalem issue. Again, I still don't know what the 4D, 5D implications of this are. I'm not going to speculate as to that. But one of the things that this whole switch from the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem does is that it allows Donald Trump to out his predecessors for being complete hypocrites. So this video that Trump posted on his Twitter handle 9 hours ago is I'm not going to play it with audio, but it's basically of Bill Clinton, George Bush, and Obama all making campaign promises that they were going to move the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. But that never happened, of course. But now Donald Trump does. So that is one positive thing that comes out of this move, is that it's a way for Trump to completely show all of his predecessors as being hypocrites. And then not only that, but Donald Trump said there's a big crowd expected today for a Make America Great Again speech. So, as this storm continues to rage, I think we're going to get more and more speeches come out of Donald Trump, but also a lot more things said, a lot more double entendres, a lot of things put forth in his words, in his speeches, that are like hidden truths, or, if you have eyes to see, you're going to see it. So there's that. Let's talk Obama. Blackwater founder Eric Prince, Obama put me under illegal surveillance and leaked it to WAPO. So this kind of corroborates one of those cute breadcrumbs here, in that he said, who is Betsy DeVos? Why is she important? Well, Eric Prince is Betsy DeVos' brother, and it looks like he is assisting in this alliance war, this behind-the-scenes war going on, and he's outing Obama here. So that's pretty neat. Interested to see where that goes. Speaking of Obama, appointed judge mysteriously recuses himself from the Michael Flynn case. So, I can only imagine what kind of dirt was on this guy that he was scared to get out to the public. But looks like, and it says here, on Zero Hedge, the case against former NSA advisor Michael Flynn took a strange turn as this judge abruptly recused himself Thursday night with no explanation. He just quit, right? And funny enough, later on in the article, it discusses how every single FISA court judge was appointed during the Obama administration. So it looks like this Michael Flynn case is just failing at the seams. Straight quit. No explanation. Straight quit. This here, we're going to talk about Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton desperately tries to distract from media firestorm over FBI corruption. So she went on to Twitter and she went wild first post yesterday at 11:11 on December 7th. Make a wish, my wish is for her to be in jail already. But anyway, she said that there's a lot to be frustrated by now, to say the least, and she just went off on Twitter, basically saying that she's not going to stop tweeting. I'm going to keep tweeting about this and speaking every chance I get. She's tweeting about everything. Tax reform, the immigration issue, lots of stuff. So, damage control, obvious damage control. And people are just taking to Twitter to totally rag on her. It's fantastic. It's great. So there's that. Speaking of Hillary Clinton, so there's this picture of her at that book signing, right? So this is very recent. And you can see here, she's still wearing that ankle brace. Granted, she didn't switch it up like McCain did, but she's still wearing that ankle brace on her right ankle. Again, is this meaning that she still has the ankle monitor on her? Don't know, right? I saw a good theory somebody posted that this could be some type of like catheter setup. Because remember her health issues from last year? She's had all kind of health issues that she doesn't want public. And there was a lot of speculation as to her having Parkinson's even. And one of the correlated side effects of Parkinson's is bladder dysfunction. So this could be like a catheter setup if it's not an ankle monitor. But it could be an ankle monitor still on there, right? She said 7 weeks ago now that she just broke her toe. And a toe, as per, WebMD, good old Google doctors, a broken toe supposedly takes 4 to 6 weeks to heal. And it's been like 7 or 8 weeks now since she broke her toe. So again, it could be an ankle monitor. Or something else she just doesn't want known. But I missed throwing that picture out there the other day. I wanted to make that known. Let's bring up articles here. So there's that on Hillary. Jeff Sessions is in Colombia to discuss combating drug trafficking. Fantastic. Remember, that's how the deep state gets a lot of their black market money, is through trafficking drugs, guns, humans, and organs, and children. Lots of things. But this is great, so great news there. And then let's speak on the fires. So, California fires are entering the heart of LA, and there's two new fires that are kind of closer to San Diego than LA. So now, guys, I'm really scratching my head at this. Of course, could be all coincidental. Could be that these were set off by natural means or accidental means, but with two new fires being started, and of course that fire being really close to the Getty Museum, as somebody just commented, I'm just really scratching my head at these. Who knows if there's some kind of skullduggery, some nefarious things going on with these fires, but they're just really odd, really, really odd. I would not doubt if they were set purposefully for some reason or another. And then last thing I want to share with you guys is what I totally missed in my video yesterday. I meant to show these pictures and these videos, but we had a couple interesting UFO sightings. Of course, you know me. I'm going to throw these out. So this one comes by way of an amateur astronomer who is actually basically just looking at a nebula through his telescope the other day, and he catches this. He catches a huge cigar-shaped craft. I will link a article, I believe the Security Team 10, whatever your thoughts are on Security Team 10. He posted a video with this picture in it that you can go check out to hear more of the story. But there was that. And there's also this video that I wanted to share here. This video came up on Facebook, and it is of a huge, basically looks like an armada of some type of orb or craft or whatever it is. And this is a very legitimate sounding and looking video. I'm not playing it with audio, but if you did listen to the audio, the guy's actually in the background talking like, oh wow, I'm not gonna try and shake this camera and get a, and he's actually shocked. He's cursing even. So you can tell videos are more likely real when the person behind the camera is like, holy gosh darn shit, If it's like silent Like, you know you wouldn't be silent if you're looking at this in the sky. So anyway, looks like some type of armada. And here's the weird thing. So they look like, they don't look like physical craft. And when you delve into the UFO issue, you begin to understand, well, there's different densities that many beings and resonate at. Craft can phase in and phase out. You know, long discussion. But anyway, these craft look like they're phasing in. I don't know if they're physical craft. They could be some type of orb. But look at the shape that they all make together. I'm looking for a, yeah, look at this. So it's like, it almost looks like some kind of hieroglyphics. I mean, that looks almost like an E at the end there, but I don't think it's English they're making anyway. But anyway, it just looks like a long string of some kind of binary code or some kind of hieroglyphics or symbolism that they're putting in the sky there. You know, I don't know, but I just wanted to throw this out there. I'll do my best to link it down below. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys this morning. You know, it still took me 25 minutes to do this, but there we go. Interesting Q posts. Very interesting article come out about the DoD audit, and then I'm interested to see how the rest of this weekend and of course next week pans out, because this stuff is just getting more and more intense. So that's what I have for you this morning, guys. I will check back in later today if necessary. Crazy things go on. And remember, I will be on the War Room a little later today with Rod Stone. So I'll post a link to that down below. Anyway, take care, guys. Have a wonderful Friday. See ya.